Good afternoon, West Ham fans. Russ, the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. It is time for the world famous, critically acclaimed Hammers Headlines in association with the 𝗠𝗏𝗦𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗏 boys. And I must warn you, we will be talking about transfer rumours in today's show. In fact, they're all transfer rumours, all three stories. We'll start with the absurd, and then we'll sort of go to maybe more believable transfers as we get through the show. Don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Hypes, if you've got any spare hypes, much appreciated. But there we go. Right, let's crack on. Let's talk about the one that's never going to happen, but it was reported yesterday. Several media outlets reported that West Ham have held tentative talks with Jean-Philippe Mateta, his people, around a potential January transfer move. It goes along with also reports that saying that Mateta is looking for different opportunities, and could be looking for his different opportunities as soon as January. However, the club openly admit, West Ham, that they may struggle to A, afford him, and B, his ambitions maybe for bigger clubs anyway. So it's a bit like saying, oh, I really fancy, I don't know, I can't think of anyone famous now, but, you know, and I put tentative inquiries in, but never going to happen. Basically, that's the case here. It's not going to happen. Unless it's a lot of money, but we haven't got a lot of money. He definitely sort of fits the profile of the type of player we need. Again, I think Promise David does seem to be ticks the most boxes for me. And again, myself and a Statman Ben had a sit down yesterday, which we'll put up tomorrow, talking about Bowen and transfers and things like that. And it does seem, looking at the stats and stuff, that someone like a Promise David, someone who's open to running the channels, would unlock Bowen. Although, to be fair, he did have a better game yesterday for sure. A more sort of impactful game, influential game. Moving on to maybe someone more realistic, and someone we should have already been in the squad, to be honest, and that's Charlie Cresswell, the Toulouse England under-21 centre-half. According to reports in France, it says that West Ham could ignite talks over a deal for the Toulouse defender. But as we mentioned, Lecce's 𝗖𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗪𝗧𝗏 is also someone who's attracting attention. The report doesn't highlight the fact that, you know, Juventus are probably more likely to get Gabriel than we are. But it does seem that the price will be around 25 million euros so about 20 million quid, to secure Cresswell's signature. We could have got him in the summer for about 16. So again, you know, by delaying it, we've not wasted, but we have really wasted. We could have got it 3 million quid cheaper. So it does seem that they're also, as part of this, will be probably sending back Igor Julio back to Brighton as part of that. And so, 20 million quid will need to be committed if they wanted to get Charlie Cresswell. For me, I think he's the missing piece of that defence. I think you need someone who's very old school in their sort of physicality. You know, he is someone who's reminds me of a young Craig Dawson, but you know, he's got that sort of oomph. He's got that fight about him, which I think we need in that centre back positions. I don't see that with Jean-Claire and Mavropanos, and it's not like their type of players. Max seems to be sort of put to the wayside a little bit, and he's been obviously dropped for the last couple of games. And I think after yesterday's performance, I don't think he'll feature for the Brighton game. We know it's going to take. It's going to take us 20 million. And obviously the cost of spending big in January is to save us from losing hundreds of millions of pounds by being relegated. So I just think Charlie would be a really good acquisition for us. Someone who I don't think is going to be a very good acquisition, and someone I don't really understand why we're interested in, is, according to reports, West Ham are interested in Wolves goalkeeper Jose Sarr. Currently on 75 grand a week at Molineux. He's recently lost his place in the starting lineup to Sam Johnston, and he's currently contracted until 2027. But West Ham apparently are closely monitoring the 32-year-old, and Wolves would be willing to let him leave. the idea is they don't see that. I think they've sort of closed the book on Mads, and they want someone to come in who could compete with Areola. Would Jose 𝗧? I mean, the fact is he's a Nuno man, but then to be honest, Max Kilman was a Nuno man, and he hasn't. There's been no sort of nepotism there really in terms of Max, and I just don't think Jose 𝗧's the answer. I'll be honest. I'd rather, and we spoke about it in the review show yesterday, I'd rather sell Mads Hermansen if that's the decision's been made. You've got Lucas as backup if we need him. You've also got Finn Herrick, who the club are very highly rating. Plus, you've got another 3 or 4. We did a whole segment on it on Monday, looking at the under-21 goalkeepers and the 18s in 𝗠𝗠𝗪𝗠. I don't think it's the right call for January. That's not the priority position for us. Any money spent on a second choice goalkeeper, because that's what he will be coming in as, is wasted, and I'd rather reinvest that money and then look at it in the summer. If you think in the summer that 𝗧, I mean, unless we'll sell him in January, they could go down this year, same as us, but they could go down, and you could get him for pennies. So actually, I would wait and not spend any money at all on a backup goalkeeper. I think Areola's doing well, and I think if anything, Areola is probably keeping us in the relegation fight, and keeping us within the relegation fight. He's pulled off some really good saves. Good one yesterday on first couple of minutes of Bryan Mbeumo. Audacious shot, which he meant in the first couple of minutes of the game yesterday. I just don't think he's the answer. The guy I really wanted was the guy that is now the Man United goalkeeper, Cyril Lameza. I think he's a very good goalkeeper, very solid goalkeeper, and a very young goalkeeper. But we seem to have made our decision on Mads now. So, by what we're led to be believed, and the fact is that reports like this are coming out as well. I actually bumped into Jose 𝗧 outside Selfridges in London last year. There we go. A little bit of tidbit of information. As I said, Anton did the sort of the post-match press conference for Nuno this morning, so go back and check that out. And then we've got tomorrow we've got a show myself and Statman Ben did, just sort of looking at Bowen's stats and being captain and what impact that has on his performance, and vis-a-vis what impact that has on West Ham's performance as well. And then it's Sunday, then it's Brighton, isn't it? We've got all the starting 11 to show. We'll have Stat Attack, we'll have the watch along, the review show, all that stuff. So yeah, and then we can calm down a little bit because I think we've only got one game next week. So so yes, it's been a bit mental this week, but it is what it is. It keeps us all busy. Anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm. Don't forget to check out leesandbrand.com for the latest news, reviews, and opinions. And don't forget to check out the West Ham Network as per usual. Much love.